Hey guys, I made a video last week about the immigration changes or the update of the Czech Immigration Law, which became effective from the 1st of July of 2023. So if you haven't seen the video, that brought plenty of changes to the immigration law. I will share a link to that video at the end of this one. So wait for it, check it out, because there have been many changes. But because of many of the changes and pretty significant changes, for good mostly, were concerning the blue card, I decided to make a special video about the changes focused on the blue card. But if you have no idea what blue card is, or if you want to get a bit more familiar with that, I will first cover a couple of different topics, like what is the blue card, what are the basic requirements, how to submit, where to submit the application. And then I will get to the 2023 updates and I will go a bit deeper so you have the latest information and hopefully you can get the blue card, maybe with our help, because it's an amazing type of residence permit in the Czech Republic. So let's go into that. What is a blue card? Generally, if you want to work in the Czech Republic, you have two options how to get employed as a foreigner from a non-EU country. Either through an employee card or through a blue card. Employee card is meant for any type of position, any salary level, any education level. So employee card is meant for like cleaning ladies or cleaning guys, to software developers, to directors of companies, workers in companies, cooks, waiters, whatever. Any limitations are not there. So no position limitation, no salary limitation, nothing like that. On the other hand, the blue card is also a way to work in the Czech Republic, or a residence permit with the purpose of stay employment, but there are some limitations. So technically, the blue card is like a residence permit, a residence card, which allows you to stay in the Czech Republic for up to 3 years. That's one of the changes I will be talking about. And it allows you to work on a specific position for a specific employer. On the other hand, as I mentioned, the employee card has no limitations. Anyone can apply for any type of job, any type of salary level, whatever. But for the blue card, there are some requirements you need to meet if you want to apply for the blue card. So there are two main conditions. First is that you need to be making at least 1.5 of the Czech national average salary. So if the Czech national average salary is 40,000 crowns, you need to be making at least 1.5 of that. So your salary must be at least 1.5 of the national average. And second, you need to have at least bachelor's degree. If you're not meeting these two conditions, you cannot apply for a blue card. But if you are meeting these two conditions, if your salary is high enough and your education is high enough, you can submit a blue card application. You can submit the blue card application as a first application, meaning through a Czech embassy. So if you're in Algeria or India or the United States or South Africa, wherever, you can go to a Czech embassy and submit a blue card application as your first application. If you are already in the Czech Republic and you have a different type of visa, like a student visa or business residence permit or family reunification or even an employee card, you can switch to a blue card if you meet these requirements, and you can apply for the blue card inside of the Czech Republic. But that only applies if you already have a residence permit or a visa in the Czech Republic, long-term visa in the Czech Republic, or potentially if you're holding a blue card in some other EU country. Let's say you have a blue card in Germany, then you can just come to the Czech Republic, and within the first 30 days of living here, you can go to the Ministry of the Interior and apply for the blue card also at the territory of the Czech Republic. So that's the general information about the blue card. I made a video about the blue card, which goes deeper in the topic, and I also made a video about the changes between employee card and the blue card, so I will share the links somewhere here. But let's go now into the 23 updates. Let me just check if the video is playing well or recording well. Seems so. So let's go into that. As mentioned, the immigration law, the new update of it, became effective on the 1st of July this year, 2023. And it brought these changes and even more, but these are the most important. So first, asylum seekers or the subsidiary protection holders or asylum holders already they didn't really have the completely different rules applied to them. So they could not even apply for the blue card. Now, because of this latest update of the Czech immigration law, even asylum holders and the subsidiary protection holders are allowed to apply for a blue card. So that's a significant change, probably not for most of you watching me, but it's a change and it's there, so I wanted to mention it in case someone is an asylum holder watching me. Great change is that now the blue card can be issued with the validity of up to 3 years. Used to be 2 years, and for other visas like a business visa, student visa, it's even 1 year at a time. So you need to extend it every year or two. For the blue card, you can get it directly for 3 years. There are some prerequisites for that. I will touch that topic a bit lower in the list as well. But of course, if you get an employment contract which is shorter than 3 years, then the blue card validity will be shortened accordingly to the validity of the employment contract. So if you want to get the full 3 years of validity of the blue card, you have to have either at least 3 years of the contract or unlimited period for the contract. But if you meet that, you can get the blue card for up to 3 years, which is amazing, because for most foreigners from non-EU countries, the main goal is applying for a permanent residency, for a PR, which allows you to stay here indefinitely and grants you plenty of other beneficial rights. I made a video about that, so I will share it somewhere here as well. So for most third country nationals, the PR is the goal. And if you get the blue card for 3 years, you basically just extend once. And then after 5 years of having the blue card, you can apply for the permanent residency, sometimes even faster. So that's actually amazing. I'm really happy about this because it will make the life of many of you way easier. Second big change, it's big in a way, it's a huge change for new holders of the blue card because this rule actually existed before the change of the law, but only for those who have already had the blue card in the Czech Republic for longer than 2 years. So then the rule was there as well, but now the ministry introduced this rule to all the blue card holders. And the rule is that there are no approvals of change of employer needed. So you don't need to, if you want to change employer under the blue card, you don't have to ask the ministry for approval as it was for blue card holders who haven't been here for longer than 2 years. But now you just need to report within 3 days that you quit one job and then that you started a new job, and that's it. Of course, you still need to meet the requirements, like the new position must have the vacancy number, it must be listed at the labor office website. You still need to meet the requirements and the position as well. So still the salary must be high, you still need to have the bachelor's degree, all that stays there. But once you meet the conditions, you just go to the ministry, you fill in one form, say I've finished this job, I'm starting this job, and that's it. So that's a great change as well, especially for those who haven't been here for longer than 2 years. Then connected to that is that if you are a blue card holder, you can stay without the job for up to 6 months, which is also a great change, or it's good to have it written somewhere so you know exactly the rules. So that's great as well. Another change, which is kind of connected to what I was talking here about the 3 years of validity, is that you can now, when you're applying for the blue card, you can now submit a contract which is valid for 6 months and longer. It used to be 12 months minimum. And you can also submit contract about a future contract. So it doesn't have to be the actual contract, but your employer, because some employers prefer giving you just contract about future contract, because in that case they can still back up. You know, if the process has been taken too long or something, they can just like tell you, okay, you didn't meet the conditions of the contract about future contract, so we no longer want to employ you, bye-bye. If they sign the contract with you directly, then they kind of have to employ you. So some employers prefer having the contract about future contract, and it wasn't possible. You had to have like a proper employment contract with the validity for at least 1 year. Now it doesn't apply anymore. You can have even 6 months of employment contract, or even a contract about future contract. But in case you have just a 6 months contract, then the validity of your blue card will not be 3 years, but just 6 months. Of course, you can renew it. And if they extend the contract for unlimited period, for example, then you can get the extension for 3 years, but the initial blue card would be only for half a year. And then also great changes for those of you who are already living in some other EU country under the blue card, because there are plenty of advantages. First, you can apply in the Czech Republic. So you don't have to apply through some Czech embassy as all the newcomers. But if you already hold a blue card in Germany, Poland, Spain, wherever, you can just come to the Czech Republic and apply for a Czech blue card at the Ministry of the Interior inside of the Czech Republic. So that's great advantage. Second, also your years you spent in other EU countries under a blue card, they can count towards your permanent residency in the Czech Republic. So let's say if you spent 4 years in Germany, and then you get a 3 years blue card in the Czech Republic, then basically after 1 year, you can qualify for the permanent residency in the Czech Republic, which is amazing as well. But two changes which were brought by the latest law update are that if you're coming from other EU country as a blue card holder, you don't need to provide any criminal checks. So you don't have to provide a criminal check from the country of your origin. And you don't even have to provide a criminal check from all the countries where you have lived longer than 6 months in the last 3 years, which is a standard requirement for any other type of visa or residence permit. And also, if you've been in some other EU country under the blue card for longer than two years, then you don't even need to submit your diploma, the proof of your higher qualification of your bachelor's degree at least. Because if you've been here for that long, the ministry doesn't need that. They kind of believe you or believe the previous country, Germany, Poland, Spain, whatever, that they already checked that, because that's the same requirement everywhere. So you don't need to prove it here, which these two changes are very significant in my opinion, because that shortens the time you need for the blue card preparation. And also, if you basically get rid of these two documents, there is nothing to approve, so the ministry has just your accommodation and your employment contract to check. They don't have to check anything else. So I would expect the decisions should come way faster as well. Of course, we will see how it will work, because every time the law changes, whatever news are there, it always takes a couple months to settle, because this is what is in the law. But then from the law, it needs to get to the someone at the Ministry of the Interior, then they need to train their managers, and then their managers need to train the teams. And there are always confusions, and someone doesn't know about it, someone understands it in a different way. So there will be definitely some problems in the beginning. That's always like that. But once it settles down and all these changes become normal, standard, this will be amazing. So guys, if you qualify for the blue card, definitely go for it. It's the best residence permit you can get in the Czech Republic besides the permanent residency or the partnership visa. And ideally, let us help you with that. And that's it. Hopefully that was helpful. I will share the video with the immigration changes now in the final, whatever it's called. And I will see you again on Thursday, Monday, until the end of the world. See you guys. Good night. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully that was useful, and see you again next time.